Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the left rotation challenge in HackerRank. And we're going to implement a function to do a left rotation operation on an array. So let's just go through the challenge description. A left rotation operation on an array is going to shift each of the array elements 1 unit to the left, depending on the number of rotations that are passed in. So given the integer d, rotate the array that many steps left and return the result. For example, if we have a 2, that's going to be 2 rotations. So this array here would rotate twice, and then it would look like this, where 3 moves 2 places to the left. So there's this d variable that gets passed in, and then there's an array variable to do the rotate the array. So what we need to do is just build this function to return that result. So this should look like this rotated array based on the parameters passed in. And here's more explanation here. So to do this, the first thing we want to think about is these 2 parameters and that are passed in. So we have the number of rotations and the actual array. So if our goal is to return the new array, then we just want to set that up, right? So we want to do some operation and return the array. Now, obviously, this array has not been rotated. So when we have this variable that gives us the number of iterations, we want to use a for loop to loop over those iterations. So we'll just do I equals 0, I is less than d, and this is going to loop through those iterations. And then we want to actually take the array and remove on each iteration. We want to remove the first item in the array, which is just going to be a shift operation. And that's going to take the first element off the array. And then we want to push that element right back on the end of the array. So we're just going to pass item into the end. And then that's going to update this array in place. And then at the end of this for loop, our array will be updated and it will return that shifted array. Let's go ahead and run this. And you can see it passes and the output is matching. So as you can see, when we pass in these numbers, it's going to go through systematically and do those operations. And again, that's because for each iteration here, we're taking the first element off and putting it on the end, which is shifting the array down, because when we do a shift operation, the first index is changing to the second index, because the second index is now the first index because we've popped off that, we've shifted off that first element. And then when we push it on, we move that element to the end of the array. So let's go ahead and submit that code. And it's passing. And that is how you implement the left rotation array operation.